Hello and welcome to this video. I am Dr. Babajide Ojo. Now in this video we are going to talk about one of the most important aspects of your application, which is the statement of purpose. Now what I'm going to do is to break it down paragraph by paragraph and give examples of some of my successful mentees on how they wrote their own statement of purpose. So that's it. Let's get into the classroom and talk about the captivating statement of purpose. The main goal of this lecture is to help you think through what you need to write and how to arrange your thoughts on your statement of purpose. Basically, you want to make sure that you give your reader an easy job of understanding how well you are fitting with this PhD or master's position in a university. So, a list of key concepts that we are going to talk about. We are going to take it paragraph by paragraph, and paragraph 1 is where we'll introduce, so the candidate will have to introduce him or herself to the admissions committee. Second paragraph, this is where you talk about your educational experience, your educational background, and your research experience. Graduate studies is usually big on research, so you want to describe what you know or the experience you have as regards research. The third thing you want to do in your paragraph 3 is to talk about your related work experience or teaching experience or other soft skills related to having a graduate degree. I will talk about these skills in a bit. Then paragraph 4 is where you will actually show the university in detail how you have prepared or how well you fit with this particular department, the kind of research you've done, and your knowledge about this university. Then paragraph 5 is where you conclude, and usually I advise that you conclude by summarizing what you started with and why this PhD will in this particular university will be very beneficial in attaining your goals. And for each of these things we are going to see examples. You still need to review the graduate program's webpage for any other requirements that must appear in your statement of purpose. So let's get started. So paragraph 1, writing a captivating introduction. Now, I've talked to a lot of graduate admissions committee member during my stay at Oklahoma State as a graduate college ambassador, and this paragraph is usually the most important part of your statement of purpose, because right from the start they should be able to know what your goals are and why you need this particular PhD or master's position to attain that goal. So the key question here is, what is your purpose? And of course, you just don't want to write that out. You have to support it with certain things that we'll talk about in a minute. And when we are talking about purpose, everything you need to think about is, what are your interests? And most of the time that will be related to maybe research interests, and of course you join that with your career goals. Now I've talked exclusively about how to write a solid purpose statement, which is just a statement, a one sentence. What's your purpose for graduate studies? I think I've talked about that in this video, and on our Instagram page as well, Bestman Academy, you will see other examples as well in various fields, so you can check that out. But as an example, for example, a particular student has this statement, this purpose statement, to make significant contributions to stem the prevalence of childhood obesity via high quality research, teaching, and outreach. Now you will see in a minute how this student used this to, write his paragraph 1. Your purpose is not just to become a professor. You have to attach something to that, goal of being a professor. That's basically what I'm talking about here. Now, there are two approaches when it comes to, writing paragraph 1. Of course, the most common approach is to, of course, you want to tell a personal story. What really compelled you to pursue this particular purpose? Was there any event that, did that to you, or, something personal? And in some cases, you can also use statistical support. How bad is the problem behind your purpose? How bad is it that you really want to go deep into this problem and try to understand and contribute to the solution? Now, some of the best statement of purpose I have seen usually take an approach that combines the two, personal story and statistical support, and you will see an example in a minute. So I think we should go right into our example. So paragraph 1. Now, obesity and cardiovascular diseases run in my family. These ailments are continual sources of economic and social burden to us since I was little. Now you can see that's the personal side of this problem, and people can relate to this. Now let's look at the next statement. Now I've underlined where we are going to continue for each of the sentences, so please do not underline. You don't have to underline anything in your statement of purpose. This is just to have it easy on me when I'm reading this. So let's continue. I have since learned from the World Bank's data that obesity is a global epidemic with a 32 prevalence rate in adults worldwide. More troubling is the increasing incidence of childhood obesity, which is projected to be 25% prevalent in children by the year 2030. Now you can see this student started with a personal issue. Then he used a well-known data from the World Bank to support how bad this problem is. So that's the statistical support. So how bad is this problem? So you have a personal side, and is it like commonplace? Is it something that is worth studying? Now let's see the next line. Now, since obesity is associated with several chronic diseases and an increased morbidity rate, childhood obesity will likely impact the global health of the future workforce, resulting in a significant economic burden if it goes unchecked. Now, he started with a personal story, statistical support. Then he told us what will happen if we don't do something about this. So that's the implication of the problem. So we really need to take this serious. So it's going to result in a significant economic burden in the future if we don't address it. So that's the implication of the problem. Now let's see. You can see if it goes unchecked. Therefore, my goal is to make significant contributions to stem the prevalence of childhood obesity via high quality research, teaching, and outreach. Now that right there is the reason for graduate studies. So because of this problem, I have made it my life goal to make significant contributions to STEM. We have to control childhood obesity, and I'm going to do it by contributing to high quality research, teaching, and outreach. So that is the purpose. So that needs to be clear right from the start. And the last statement here, so you've defined your purpose. Now to advance this goal, and further my professional training, I am applying to the doctoral program in the Department of Nutritional Sciences at the University of blah blah blah. So do you understand that sequence? Support, statistical support, or personal story, or both. If you can do both statistical support and personal story, that would be great. Then after that, how important is the problem? How big is the problem? And what will happen? What will likely happen if we don't address this problem? Then what your goal is, and then you can include a statement of, to advance this goal and further my professional training. Because of this reason, I am applying to get a PhD or a master's in this particular department. So for your paragraph 1, I would generally advise that you try to follow this. Of course, there is no single way of writing these things, but if you are confused on how to, arrange your stuff, you can try this method. And it has always been a winner for most of my mentees, so I don't see why it wouldn't work for you. So your challenge now is, how are you going to write your own paragraph 1? Are you going to use a personal story, statistical support, or both? Like I said, if you have both, that would be great. Thank you for watching this video. Do yourself a favor and start drafting your own paragraph 1 and see how you can arrange your personal story or the statistical approach, and you can start doing the research on that as well. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not done that, and please follow our Instagram and Facebook pages as well. In the next video, we are going to talk about paragraph 2, where you talk about educational background and your research experience. So we'll break that down as well. I'll see you in the next video.